All right, let's take this caller. Caller, you're already live on the air. What is your name, comment, and or question?
Hi, Benjamin. Thanks for taking my call. My name is Steve. I live in Washington. And I think to comment to Professor Matt, I can't pronounce his last name either.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
But what he had mentioned, my parents are immigrants from Israel. They moved to the United States in 1979. And I guess I could categorize them in that very hard pro-Israel, very one kind of narrow view of the situation. But I think I can understand where they come from, and it's kind of like a hardened survival behavior. I mean, my parents have had grandparents that died in the Holocaust, and family, we have a very, very small family as a result of it. And I think the younger generation, like my generation of Israeli Jews and American Jews, see it very differently. And I don't really blame them for being so, I can't think of another word to say it, like pro-Israel and anti-Palestinian. I only try and open their eyes to seeing the other side of it and the humanity of it. But I think what Cuomo's doing is just a political ploy. I think it's absurd, but I think it's just a political ploy, and he thinks he's doing something that will get him attention, and it's working. But in general, I think the younger generation, I'm in my mid-30s, our generation, even younger, we see it as a more nuanced situation, and I think the professor is a perfect example of how it's not a black and white situation, but it's gray, and there's many facets that can be seen.
Thanks so much for that call. I actually love listening to some of the voices that I found who are every iteration that I love listening to Jewish American voices who can bring a reasoned and principled critique against other Jews. I understand how difficult it is to take a position that's not popular with your own family. Right. I understand that. And so I really do enjoy hearing voices, some key voices out there who are speaking from a younger generation perspective, who are able to look at it with a more nuanced lens. And what's most interesting to me is the fact that those voices are in a lot of ways being marginalized, almost whitewashed, for lack of a better word, right? They're being marginalized or whitewashed because it goes against the standard narrative or the standard accepted Israel lobby narrative. And so you have a lot of those key voices being shut out, some of whom I'm going to get on the show to add to this conversation as we unpack it more. 857-600-0518. Again, it was too big of a conversation to have in 20 minutes, but we tried. And I agree with almost everything, particularly as it pertains to Andrew Cuomo's political ploy, because that's all it is. I really want to know if they're going to carry this out, though. Are they going to go through with this? Because the more they go through with this, if the I forgot the name of the office that is actually charged with creating the list, and they have 180 days to create this list. If they actually go through with creating this list in a very robust fashion, this story is going to blow up to be something a lot bigger than what they're thinking, and there may be ramifications. The most fascinating thing that Professor Sikowitz said is the fact that there is no countervailing force. There's no political price to pay to be anti-Palestinian or to speak negatively of the pro-Palestinian movement, whereas there is hell to pay on the other side of the equation, and that imbalance creates problems like we see with Governor Cuomo.